I'm dreaming of a summer day with palm trees and sunny.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mel. Today we're getting into our hips and our breath. So we're going to start off by doing some fire breathing. That is where you pull everything in really quick and you let it out really strongly. So just start by going kind of slow. So inhale, exhale everything. One more of those. One hand is on your heart and one hand is on your belly. Let's move faster. You're going to keep going for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, keep moving, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Roll out your shoulders. Inhale the arms to the sky and pull hands to the heart. Let's take a couple side bends. Side bending over towards the left. Right arm is up. Come back through center and change sides. So we're really focusing on our spine. Spinal movement today, feeling extra free. So let's go ahead and keep side bending over, but now you can swing your whole upper body forward as you switch sides. You can even whip your hair if you want, or just move super mindfully. This is getting into the full side body, as well as the spine and our shoulders. Moving through your breath, let's come back through center. Taking a twist, twisting over to the right this time. Inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you twist. One more breath, and then change sides. Making sure that you really pull your upper body up, sitting as tall as you can before you twist, just so you can protect your back. Inhale, exhale, release. Come back through center. Open up the knees wide, bring the soles of your feet together into butterfly, moving your butterfly wings up and down, taking your feet with your hands. Inhale and exhale, fold. Starting off nice and slow. Let's push the feet away from you. This time swim the arms underneath through the diamond and then grab your feet from there. This is just a different hip stretch, different part of your hips. It also gets into your arm flexibility, swimming them underneath and pulling yourself. Okay, sitting on up, we're going to move to the side or wherever you are, roll onto your back, and here's where we start the magic. So we're just going to be focusing on the breath this entire time. Now, if you are, whether you're a man or a woman, we're going to be moving our hips nice and sensually in circles, going up and down. So we're starting going one direction with the hips, and then we're changing directions, going back and forth. Beautiful. We are breathing and moving through, making sure you're squeezing your core. Go ahead and lift up on the top of the bridge, taking your hands underneath your hip, and we're just dropping down, kind of like alien pose, and then pushing back up. Bending a knee and bending the other. We're going to be doing a lot of back bends and a lot of forward folds today. So if you guys have seen my other classes, try to use this as a transition to lift up into shoulder stand. But you are using your hands still to support your hips. We're really just focusing on shapes, movements, and breath. Instead of having it be very traditional, I like to put on my favorite songs, favorite music, and just kind of move your hips, move your spine to it. That's why I have headphones in my ears. or ear pods. Making any kind of movement with your legs. I love to do bicycles. This is also working into your core. Even though you are holding your hips up, you are still working into the core. My challenge for you is to either not use your hands or just try as many funky movements and shapes as you can. So this transition is for my more advanced yogis. You can come to shoulder stand with your feet behind you and try to roll backwards by rolling on one of your shoulders, coming to downward facing dog, and then roll it forward. We're going to jump through and come right back on our back. We're pretty much doing one more round of all that, but before we begin, we're stopping with our hands on our low belly or on the ground, and we're just coming back to our breath. So close your eyes. Get into your meditative state, and we're going to be here for about 10 breaths. You can place your hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, whatever feels good, and breathe into your low belly, pushing your low back to the mat. Okay, now that we are more present into our bodies, let's begin again. Like I said before, just making this super sensual, engaging your core, engaging all of your lower chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. Breathing in those areas, focusing on the fire in your belly, the fire in your soul and spirit, and be fully present here right now. Holding at the top again, making any shapes that you desire. You can even get up onto your head or your hands and do some inversions, whatever is calling for you today. This flow is for your creative juices. Let yourself make any shapes or move your body in any kind of way that it needs today. Really take a full body scan to see what that is. Making your way down to the ground, pulling your knees into your chest and just massaging your low back by rolling side to side. If you did a lot of back bends like I did, this should feel really nice. Taking the tops of your feet for happy baby, rocking side to side, pushing your sacrum to the ground, sucking in the belly button to the spine, and just opening up your hips. We'll be moving into some splits practice later in this flow, so this is just a warm-up for that. You can open up for a wide straddle if you feel ready enough. Before we come down and around to our hands and knees, let's just do some more core. Just like we were doing in shoulder stand or in our bridge, we're just going to be doing it with our feet to the air. Laying on your back. We can do the bicycles, you can kind of shift side to side, make it feel really juicy. Your abs will definitely be sore after today's flow, but that is okay. That's what we want, right? Stay on the ground just for a few more breaths, and then we're just going to make our way back up into that shoulder stand, doing the same kind of bicycle movement one last time. So bring the legs up, candlestick, moving side to side, really squeezing through the core. It should be getting easier and easier every time you lift your hips to the sky. Then we're going to try to back roll out of it, and that's when we're going to come to hands and knees moving through cat and cow. But take the next 5 to 10 breaths to finish up on your core before we move into a flow. Okay, once you're in hands and knees, move through cat and cow. Inhaling brings you up and exhaling brings you down. We'll continue to keep the spine very fluid by going through some big circles as you change sides, moving around as much as you can a few times each direction. So make sure to switch directions when you can after you've done a few. After this, we're going to meet in puppy pose, which is where you reach your arms forward and your chest on the ground while your hips are above your knees. Breathing deep as we come up, inhale, and then exhale, drop the chest back down. So lift the chest, straighten the body, and then arch. Going for about 10 of these. All right, roll yourself forward to upward facing dog or cobra. Big back bend, lifting your heart up. And then you will drop your chest down. Moving through some cobra rolls by lifting as we inhale and then rolling yourself down right away as you exhale. Moving up and down a few times. And bend your knees. Try to touch your toes to your head, scorpion pose. And release. Push your hips back towards your ankles for child's pose, and then sit on up onto your ankles. Moving into some neck circles, rolling your neck around, huge circles. You can still be moving your whole body with this. Feeling your thighs up and down. You should be giving yourself some chills. Kind of doing a seated up cat and cow now, moving forward and back. And we're pretty much going to be rolling forward into that upward facing dog to a couple cobra rolls, and then moving yourself back, moving extra centrally back into those little circles with the spine, moving around, and then roll it back forward. This isn't supposed to only look good. It feels really good too, I promise. Okay, moving to downward facing dog. Your hips are to the sky. Just go ahead and pedal your heels, shifting your heels left and right. And your gaze is in between your knees. We're going to take a few more spinal waves here, but this time in down dog. So spinal wave yourself forward all the way to a plank, and then push your hips back to the sky. Doing a few more, and then we will jump through to come to a seated forward fold. I hope this forward fold felt good because we are moving right on. Coming to a low lunge or lizard on the right side. So your right foot is outside of your right hand. Shift front and back. Let it feel good. Then wave your right arm up to the sky, dragonfly twist. From here, you're going to grab your toe or just go to side plank, but I like to do the big bind because we're nice and warmed up, right? Okay, let's go for a few crunches from here. This is an advanced variation. You can also put your knee on the ground on the bottom leg. Crunching over for about 10 reps. And then we'll change sides. Meeting in downward facing dog after you've done your crunches. Again, sway the hips left and right or pedal the heels, even bouncing up and down with the shoulders, trying to go deeper and deeper every time. So here's where we change sides. Step the left foot forward outside of the left hand, and we will rock front and back. Opening up the hip. We've done so much spinal opening, spinal flow up until this point. So now we're just getting into the hips. Wave the left arm up, dragonfly twist, and here's where we go for the side plank with or without the bind. Big stretch. Reaching your leg up, holding your hand with your foot, letting go if you want, and then here's where we go for the crunches. Again, it is okay to drop the bottom knee to the ground. Nice. Meeting back in downward facing dog. We're going to take a few more spinal waves going front and back in this down dog. So roll it forward and then arch it back. Okay, enough spinal flowing already. Coming to down dog, just step your right shin forward to pigeon pose. If you'd like, you can grab the bind, take a little back bend, or just hold the pigeon. Release the bind if you took one. We're going to roll over to straighten the left leg and have the right knee inside of the thigh, and we're side bending over to the left foot. Take 3 breaths here, and then we will turn to pivot to fold for Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. Gaze is up past the left armpit. You're going to turn towards the other side to change sides, however you want to get there. Just bend into that left thigh, left shin for pigeon. Holding or taking the bind. You can also just sleep for sleeping pigeon if that is calling for you today. moving over, same thing, side bending to the right straight leg after you open up your hips. And then Janu-Sirsasana. And we will move into some splits. Okay, opening up both the legs for a wide straddle. We're going to move into the hips to start by shifting the hips front and back. Getting a nice space. You can even side bend or reach the hands left and right, moving side to side, preparing our hips and our inner thighs. After shimmying side to side, go ahead and side bend over to reach towards one foot and then change sides. Really fold over. Beautiful. Come back through center. And you can, if you are working on the middle split or a wider straddle, you're going to roll yourself front and back. It's just preparing your inner thighs and your hips to move deeper. Remember to keep the breath really high. If you want to have a little challenge with your mobility, you can reach backwards and have your hands in the center by moving your toes up and down in circles as you lift up. After attempting that, you can come on forward for a pancake or a straddle with your arms forward, chest on the ground. Okay, for my more advanced yogis, we're moving over towards the right split. So you can also use blocks or be in just like a very low lunge. But from here, if you're in the split or you have blocks or not, you're going to be lifting up in the center, squeezing the thighs, and then dropping the hips down. So this is kind of like active flexibility, moving front and back about 10 times. After that, you will stay at the bottom and lift your arms to the sky. Holding here for as long as you can or taking any variations of your choosing. Okay, moving through center, if you want to drop into the middle split or as far as you can. I know that I have a lot of diversity from my followers. We have men, women, younger people, older people. This is obviously just for inspiration and to show my practice. Don't be discouraged if you can't do any of this. It's just something that you can work towards. But if you're in the middle split, just roll front and back. This is really good to add into your daily routine, and it just also is really good for your hips. We must keep young, healthy hips. Keep them fluid. After rocking front and back a few times, you can change sides to go to the left split, however you'd like. Taking the same thing that we did on the other side by lifting up to the center, squeezing your thighs, and then dropping the hips to the ground, moving up and down about 10 times. After you've done them, hold the split as long as you can, and we're almost done. Nice, slowly come out of it however you want, my loves. We're taking a very deep forward fold, just like we did in the beginning, coming into shoulder stand or candlestick. And we're just going to be doing a few more of those leg movements, however you'd like, but make sure to end with the knees to the ground behind your head or around your ears. I know my practice is pretty flashy. This is just what I do for fun. I add in lotus pose, but this is also feeling really good for my low back and my spine and everything. But I'm going to end the video pretty soon, so I'm just letting you guys know thank you so much for watching and following along. Even if you can't do any of this stuff, I really do hope that you try some of it or that it inspires you. Thank you all so much. I will see you in my next video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Namaste, my loves.